You know that feeling. When you're talking about something and then just a little while later, you see an ad for it on your phone, it can feel a little spooky, right? Well, today we're going to clear all of that up, and I'll show you exactly how to take control of your iPhone's privacy settings. I promise, it's much easier than you think. It is a strange feeling, isn't it? Maybe you're chatting with a friend about getting into gardening, and then suddenly an ad for a new kind of shovel pops up on your screen. It's so specific, it's easy to jump to the conclusion, is my phone listening to me?
While the good news is, there's a much simpler explanation, and it's not nearly as scary as it sounds. We're going to walk through what's really going on, and I'll show you how you are in complete control of your privacy.
So here's our plan. First, we'll get right to the quick answer. Then we'll dig into why those ads can feel so personal. After that, I'll walk you through step by step how to check your settings. And finally, we'll finish up with one simple rule to remember. Okay, so let's get straight to it. The big question, is your iPhone secretly recording everything you say to try and sell you things?
The short and simple answer is no. Your iPhone is not constantly recording your private conversations. What it is doing, though, is listening for a special wake word, like, "Hey Siri," but that's only if you have it turned on. It also allows apps to use the microphone, and this is the most important part, only if you give them permission. So, what is a wake word? Well, think of it like calling your pet's name. Your phone is basically just waiting to hear that one special phrase, "Hey Siri," so it knows you're about to ask it for something. It's not actually paying attention to any of the other words you say. Okay, so if your phone isn't eavesdropping, then why do those ads feel so spot on sometimes? Well, there are some other reasons, and they are surprisingly powerful. It's really all about your digital footprint. You see, the things you search for online, the websites you browse, the articles you read, and even the places you go with your phone, well, they all create a kind of profile. And advertisers use these little clues to guess what you might be interested in. It's so effective, it can feel like they're reading your mind.
So now that we know it's your digital activity, not eavesdropping, that leads to those ads, here's the best part. You have total control over it. Let's go through 4 simple checks you can do right now to make sure your phone is set up exactly the way you want it.
This is probably the most important step you can take for your peace of mind. You get to be the boss and decide which apps are allowed to use your microphone and which ones aren't. Okay, let's walk through this nice and slow. First, find your Settings app. It's the one that looks like a little gear. Tap on it. Now scroll down a bit until you see Privacy and Security and tap that. Inside there, you'll see a line that says Microphone. Go ahead and tap it. You'll now see a list of every single app that has permission to use your mic. If you see a game or maybe a shopping app on that list, you can probably just flip it switch to off. And please, don't worry about breaking anything. Nothing you do here is permanent. If you turn something off and then realize you need it, let's say for a video call app, you can come right back to this exact screen and just turn it back on. You are always in control. Here's another simple one. If you don't really use the Hey Siri feature very often, turning it off is just an extra little step you can take for more peace of mind. To do this, let's go back to your main settings screen. This time, tap on Siri and search. The very first option you'll see is Listen for Hey Siri. All you have to do is tap that little green switch to turn it off. And you can still use Siri anytime you want by just pressing the button on the side of your phone.
A lot of those "it must have heard me" moments are actually caused by something called tracking. This next setting helps cut down on how much information your apps can share with each other for advertising purposes. Okay, so here's how we limit that tracking. Back in Settings, let's tap Privacy and Security again. This time, look for the option that says Tracking and tap it. Right at the top, you'll see Allow Apps to Request to Track. It's usually best to turn this switch off. It really helps stop apps from following what you do across other companies' apps and websites. Your location is another big piece of this puzzle. You know, if you visit a coffee shop, you might start seeing ads for coffee beans later that day. So let's take a look at who can see that information. All right, one last trip into Settings for today. Go to Privacy and Security and tap Location Services right at the very top. You'll see another list of your apps. Just go through them one by one. For most apps, you can choose Never or While using the app. It's a really good habit to avoid choosing Always unless it's for something you truly need, like a map app that's giving you driving directions. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. So let's bring it all together into one clear, final thought that you can take away with you. You know, the most important thing to remember through all of this is that your privacy really is in your hands. Your phone is just a tool, and you have the power to decide how it works for you. So if you remember just one thing today,
Let it be this simple rule. If an app isn't used for talking, recording your voice, or making video calls, it most likely does not need access to your microphone.
You see, the goal here is not to make you afraid of your phone, it's to empower you. So I'd really encourage you, whenever you have a free moment today, just try that first step we talked about. Go into your settings and just take a look at which apps have microphone access. It's such a small action, but it makes a really big difference.
Just remember, your iPhone is supposed to make your life easier and more connected, not make you feel uncomfortable. And by knowing your settings, you can make sure that it does. You are in control.